Don't try this at home. We're trained professionals.
Yes. Don't. Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. I think I just got the signal that we're live. Uh, sorry
Are
for
we?
the 4 minute
Yay!
delay. Uh, we're just working through some technical difficulties over here, but I think we're live now.
Oh yeah, we're live now.
Yes, we're live now. Oh my god! Yay! Hello guys.
All right.
Welcome to the Postmarten stream number 4. I'm Voltier, head of Spotted Martin, and we're gonna talk a bit about our fandom of Supercell again, like last time. And yeah, first of all, let's introduce everyone. I already introduced myself, I guess. With me here is Azrael. He's the voice of Crown. If you heard the angry headmaster, who is also the dad
Best
of Kale.
dad.
Oh, best dad ever, as you saw this episode. He really got it. He read some parenting books apparently. So
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
so he's one of the dads of all time. Yeah. And
Chat asks you to make the stream audio about 30% louder, and then it'll be perfect.
okay. Uh, our tech guy inventor back there, he can probably help with that.
He's not here.
Oh well, we're trying our best. In the meantime, I can put the mic to my head.
Chat
my
says it's
mouth.
everyone, by the way. It's not just a one specific mic. It's just the whole stream needs to be louder.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, I guess. As long as you can understand me for now. I hope it's good. Anyway, over here we got Kale, as you can see, which is actually BMB, which is the author of the comic. We got a new PNT tuber over here as well for him, and over here there's
Yeah.
Perry, who is actually the voice of Kale. So we got Kale and the voice of Kale in the same room.
It's the Kale Corner.
seems-
The Kale Corner.
Yes, as you can see, it's also the Kale fan club over
Yes,
here.
yes.
Yes.
Little plug, hashtag not sponsored, but actually on the Supercell website you can now buy an official Kale merch shirt, like this one.
Hell yeah.
So yeah,
It's so
shout out
good.
to that.
Support the comic, buy the shirt.
Yeah. Do you guys want to say hi, by the way? I introduced you, but I didn't give you the opportunity to say hi. Maybe Ben, you can start.
Sure. Yeah, first of all, the shirts, I'm like so happy. Y'all are wearing the shirts. But yes, I am the author of Supercell. I draw the whole thing, I write the whole thing. I do have, I work with my wife slash editor on it a bunch. It's in a little bit of a pause at the moment between books 2 and 3 because life has gotten super hectic, but I'm trying to get back on that rhythm and it'll be back soon. Also, I already have the Al shirt ready. It's just a matter of when I'm going to publish it.
Ooh, nice.
We need a crown shirt. Hint, hint.
Oh, that's coming down the pipeline.
All right, Pabby, you want to say hello to the stream?
Hi, I'm here. I'm Perry. I'm, as always, super stoked. I get to be the voice of Kale. Excellent character. I love her so much. And I'm totally not going to comment on the fact how much our daddy issues might overlap, but it's more than 0%. But I'm Perry. I live stream 3 times per week, not per day, as I mistakenly said recently on my stream on twitch.tv/perrydotto. I'm also a professional voice actor, so, my silly voice might be heard in more places in the future. I sure hope so. But for now, I'm super duper stoked that I'm part of Spotted Martin, and I'm really happy to say hi to you all here.
Yeah. For those guys who always ask about Tamberlane, she's also the voice of Kira in Tamberlane. So
Yeah, Kale and Kira. The K's are
Yes.
mine.
yeah, the case. Okay, and who just entered the frame is Orlando. He's also one of our musicians. So
Yes. Hello. Yes, I've been with Spotted Martin and the music since 2021 or something like that. And I'm also playing Z or voicing Z in the Supercell comic. Yeah. Cool. Hello, everybody.
hello. So, yeah, actually, I didn't prepare much for this stream, I must say, because but it's always nice to just chat with people and get everyone's reactions. So, yeah. Oh, do you want to say something?
Ben, I was just wanted to say, remember to keep your tubers, your PNG tubers window in foreground, because
Oh, that's
otherwise you're
right.
getting the black flashing. Unfortunately,
Mm.
technology is great, isn't it?
Yes. Okay, I just fixed that.
All good. Technology, am I right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we also got Lauren over here. She's not in Supercell yet, at least, but she's the voice of Penny in Timberlane. So I guess she also wants to say hi.
Yeah, hello guys. I just wanted to say hello. I haven't been like a part of the group for long. I know we're all waiting for the next Timberlane chapter. Everyone is asking, but our focus is on Supercell right now. Who knows if I will be a part, but I have enjoyed the premiere very much.
Yeah.
I think that's all from me. I would also be excited to talk with you guys and hear what your opinion was about the episode.
Thanks for saying hi.
I don't know if I should sit here. The one else.
I mean, you can if you want.
I'm gonna stay here so you can
Sure.
look at me.
All right. Yeah, I guess we can just start chatting about the episode and a bit about the background of how it got made and reactions and everything. Yeah, I think it's always nice to start with you, Ben, since you're obviously the author. So it's always nice to get your opinion of how it turned out. Like if it sounds like you hear it in your head when you make it, I guess, and also just generally, how do you like it? This chapter, at least.
Oh yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. I got a little bit sad when it ended. I was just like, oh wait, more. Um, there were a lot of little touches that you guys did that kind of like stood out to me quite a bit. Like when Tajo arrives at the office and is just kind of like humming a song. Like I never really had a like I just put the on the page, you know. I didn't have like a specific thing, and I was like, oh yeah, there would be like a musicality to it. So that was fun to hear. Shout out to that moment I mentioned it while we were watching. When Tannehill was telling Kale is like, "Hey, your dad loves you." There was like a like reaction that was thrown in there that wasn't in like the script. It was like, oh, that works really nice. Like there were a lot of tons of little bits like that that just added a lot of dimensionality to what was already there. I had fun. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's nice to hear that all the little things get noticed as well. It's always great. Yeah, on the point of the Tajo thing, it's funny because actually that was the humming totally came from a Razor Wolf, who's the voice of Tajo, and he just hummed something. I think it's just a song he knew, or maybe one of his own songs, because he makes like metal music as well. It's really
Oh,
cool
nice.
metal guy, yeah. And he hummed it, and then it was funny because we always make like the whole audio for the chapter, like the sound effects, the voice acting and everything, right? We edit that, and then our musicians Azrael and Orlando and also Kemi, they then make music to it, and so we had the humming melody of Tasha there, and then if you noticed with the music just kind of flowed around it and actually played the same notes as he was humming in the meantime. So
Yep.
they kind of put it
Yeah,
together, and
I think it was really
I think that
cool.
was a really cool thing
Yeah.
our music guys did. Yeah.
Music.
And now I love the idea of Tajo like, um, what is it, handbanging to metal?
I guess he might be the type to be
Just
into metal,
Tajo
kind of.
listening to metal.
Yeah, it's just like humming around, and then at home he's like hearing all the hardcore stuff or whatever. It's, I mean, that might fit him. I don't know.
It'd be interesting to hear him like scream the music. It would be funny to
Yeah.
to get the voice actor to just do some metal song.
He could do it. I mean, we recently did I guess it's over a year now. I mean, he did the Bully Gang rap for the Timberlane thing last April,
Mhm.
where he sang, and also Perry sang, and who's the third one? Oh no. Oh, it's Jonas. It's Jonas. Yeah, the Teddy, the voice of Jonas. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
but
funny.
in general, we're talking like characters, small details. I think it's also really cool to just imagine like how the topic is right now. Imagine the character would be in the middle, like okay, the reaction it would fit the character. I think that's cool.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Perry, do you have any words about the episode?
Oh, lots. I mean, first on, it's the Crown crew. If people lately like Crown, well, there was a lot of Crown in there for y'all. I saw chat is popping off about that. They love the big
Oh yeah.
snake lizard.
Awesome.
there
Of
he
course,
is.
you know. So for me, like like I said, as kind of the recipient of the daddy issues in that regard, was like I really appreciate we got to see a bit more of his inner world because he's really kept both Kale and the reader at very much Snaketail's length. So you got just a little slice, just a bit. You know, we learn he has so much power he could topple governments if he wanted. He's apparently done that 3 times. When we hear about the Ronin League, was 40 countries, now it's 37. It's like, huh. So you get to see just a little bit more in his cards, so to speak, and I thought that was really interesting. Especially, of course, the heartbreaking thing of him being told you need to parent your child, and he's like, okay, I'll give you permission so you can do it. And it's like, so close and yet so far. I loved a lot of that. Just a little bit more insight into both, of course, our opponent. We saw the villains in their tent for the first time properly conferencing about everything. That was really interesting. But we also learned Crown has some really shady power beyond just the school. That was concerning and intriguing in equal measure. So I like that. Like we get to see all the players a little bit more, but also more of the emotional abyss that is kind of, has been permeating the story at this point, but has been more hinted at than shown. And that's just a teeny bit more shown. And I thought that was very, very exciting. And of course, at the
Awesome.
end, we get the little hint of like, no, it's my brother, no. It's like, the hits keep coming. I really love this chapter because the escalation feels very natural based on the previous chapters. And like I said, some characters that have been very closed off get just a teeny bit more developed in their emotional state. And I think that's super exciting.
Yeah, you
Love it.
just. Sorry. Oh, okay. It's also funny because we just got the hint. Oh no, Fallon has been brainwashed. Kinda. I mean, it's kinda obvious hint, but it's also funny because right now we actually recast Fallon for the next chapter. So I guess he just has a different voice because he's brainwashed. You know. Now he's gonna be voiced by Swiblet, who actually did a really really great job. I can't wait for you guys to hear the voice of Fallon in chapter 5. It's like.
Swiblet is excellent.
Oh, yeah.
As much as I'm sad about losing Sean,
Yeah.
I can't say we didn't. We might have lost a great voice, but we gained another awesome voice. So I can't say it's like, oh, now it feels like a really big loss in the sense we can't replace that. There's so many cool people out there doing voices, and I'm so happy whenever we can get more people to see what we do and get excited like we do with us. I think that's awesome.
Totally. Yeah. Any words about the episode from you?
For me?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Yeah, at first we thought it would be a really short chapter this time, and we would be like, I don't know, through with it in a matter of months, like 2 or 3 months. But as it turned out, it was a lot of work actually, and especially the music this time. We redid a lot of takes because as you closer, I'm so sorry. Closer. As you mentioned, the thing with Tajo's melody. At first, we had something else for that scene, and that started a little bit later, but it didn't really work. The transition to the Crown office background music didn't really work, and then we had the idea to just check out what Tajo actually is singing, and it happened to be really actual notes and not something completely off key. So we took that, and it turns out to be really great, and worked fine for the scene. So we had a lot of these little reworks down the line, but well, in the end, I think it turned out quite well. Quite proud of the whole villain theme thingy at the end because that
so good.
really fits the scene very well, I think.
Question.
Yes.
Was this the first chapter that got sabotaged by my redoing the entire comic at some point?
No, that was chapter 3. We
Okay.
recorded like half of chapter 3, which is like Yeah, a lot, but yeah, it turned out good in the end. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's still
I'll
to
have to
this.
check because Kelta has a tail now, so.
Yeah, the kale tail. Yeah. Also to this day, I always slide into Ben's DMs when I edit stuff, and then I realize, oh wait, there's still a she there, but it should be a they because now
I
now
caught one still in this one.
yeah,
This-
same, yeah.
this
The villains
video.
at the end when they say
Yep,
she,
one villain says she.
we
I
actually
saw it, I'm
recorded a
sorry.
day. We actually recorded a day because we knew they don't know her gender, so it has to be a day. But Pablo still still hasn't changed, yeah. So yeah, I still keep pointing out things where it's always with these comics when there's a big change. It's always like, yeah, some things always slide through the cracks. So. But that's a good thing of it being online. You can just change it and nobody will notice.
Except
Except
us.
for us.
Except, yeah, except for when you're like me and have to reread it like 5,000 times and hear it 5,000 times because you edit everything. So yeah. Yeah,
But it just means we're part of the process, you know?
Yeah.
I'm happy. That's a very exciting thing to have.
Yeah, but that was funny because when the change for chapter 3 came out, I literally just had to look through it, and basically 99% of things I just noticed that they were changed because I got so used to every single line already. So I literally just read through it once, and there was like, okay, this changed, could just note it down. Edit that, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, anything I can still say about the chapter? I guess. Yeah, I guess it was really fun to edit again. It's like, also the music music stuff is getting better and better every time. I just
You all
need
have
to.
a phone? Sorry, you all have a phone that's really close to the mic or something because I'm hearing that interference.
Okay, maybe it's probably this one. You can stand on the
Yes,
phone now,
connection.
so maybe that
Yeah,
works better now.
sorry.
Yeah. No, all good. It's good to point it out. Yeah.
Can I ask? As always, I love the editing you do, all the effects and all the clever transitions.
Mhm.
What I really enjoyed, the little bit when the clicks with the clock were happening, you had the little sparkles go in the rhythm as well. How did you do
Yeah.
that? That was so
Oh,
cool.
I literally okay. So the thing was, I didn't have that until the very end, but when watching through it, I was like, okay, it's actually like a really important thing because they're like talking about something else, and then there's the panel where Oz kind of looks up because he sees the snowflakes coming down, and I realized, okay, if there's like no visual indicator to that, then people won't get that that's like an important thing you should pay attention to. So then I was like, okay, we should do some sparkles. And then literally just was like, Google how to make a sparkly effect in DaVinci Resolve, and then I just found a video and just copied what's happening there.
I
So-
wasn't imagining that this didn't appear in our mastering session.
No, that was like one of the last things I added. I think
Okay.
the very last thing I added was the sparkles. Because I
How did you time them so well, though? That's what I thought was so impressive. The timing was so nice. It was satisfying.
really? Okay, that was literally just I literally just copy pasted the sparkle a billion times randomly and then arranged the same thing to be on a thing. So that wasn't intentional. So I guess I might have a good feeling for it at this point. I don't know. Yeah.
It felt right. It felt right.
Awesome. That's always good to hear that just doing some things right.
Perhaps Orlando wants to say something too.
I don't know. Sure.
Sure.
Everyone can have their word.
Yeah, if there is a question, just ask away. Now, what can I say? I enjoyed it. I've seen it a number of times before because I made the music, and you can't really avoid that. But to see it in its whole entirety and really pay attention to the dialogue rather than, okay, I have to make music, okay, I have to know what it's about, but to get the whole plot in one piece was a different experience than working on single parts. Definitely, that's always like that. Yeah. What else can I say? It was great. I also enjoyed the visuals a lot. When the sparkles with the snow, I recognized there are some panels. There's little talk in these scenes, so some panels are flipped quite. They stay on like for a second or two and then they're gone. So yeah, really good work to make that sparkle to get the point over to the people. Yeah. Hope I'm loud enough. Technical difficulties. No. Yeah. You want to say something more? I'm out of ideas.
I mean,
We do have a question on the
yes.
in the
I
YouTube
saw
chat
it,
from
yeah.
Frat321
Yeah, Fluffy
or
21 is,
Fray321.
yes, yeah, he's actually our social media person who always
Oh,
posts
nice.
lately because at some point I got too overwhelmed with like making all the edits and also posting everything and stuff. So he's been really a nice help lately with
I need to
just
get me one of those.
yeah, it's so nice to have like one less thing you have to think about with everything you do, because yeah, at some point you just can't keep up. But yeah, I'm gonna read his question. I recall you have internal rules for the voice acting when it comes to the two primary languages of the comic. Did you have any consideration for the third language used by Kale and Sailor? Yeah, so not really, to be honest. Well, also I must say, one thing we tried to do at the start at least, but what we wanted to do was to have like a clear distinction in the accents between the people from Ronan and the people from Castaina. I actually remember I went into a band's Discord and put into the Q&A thread, I put a thing like, oh, so who's from Castaina and who's from Ronan? How do we figure that out? And then I think you said, oh, you know, like some of the names you can kind of recognize it because the specific name endings is specific to a country or whatever. But yeah, in any case, what we tried to do was, the idea was, okay, since Ronom seems to be like a confederation of like a billion tribes or something, and Castaina seems to be more unified or like more monoculture thing. Not sure if that's true, but that's at least the idea I got. So the idea was, oh, we could have everyone from Castaina be like have like the same accent, like some sort of British accent, and everyone else is just whatever because they're like a different tribes something. But then we kind of dropped it, yeah, because it was hard to get like so many people who can do British accents well. So in the end, we just kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say gave up on it, but yeah, it didn't work out 100% as we had in mind. But and also for the third language, we also didn't end up thinking about it too much anymore, to be honest. And yeah, you said Saila because that's a funny thing because her name is Tanihal Saran, and Saila is like, it sounded like a title, so I think Ben probably can confirm that maybe it means like it's like the doctor title they get on the islands where she's from. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, it's like an honorific.
yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
That language is so with Tevnon Row and Coldsney, like those I have some semblance of like a structure and stuff laid down. For that one, it's like a vague idea. So like I have not fleshed out anything about that one yet. But I do know that at least that word, yes, that is an honorific.
Yeah. At least what we're still trying to do is like to make like all the words that are clearly from Castaina, we wanna make them like sound like English, like an English pronunciation. That's why we enforce it being Castaina and not Castina, because I know some people say
Yeah.
Castina, but we were like, okay, like this pronunciation style is for Roman words, and the English like Castaina, that's for Castilian words. So that's like one thing we still try to kinda get straight. But yeah, that's in terms of languages. Are there any other questions?
I have a question. Where can I get such a cool shirt?
Oh, I already said it at the start, but we can obviously plug it again because this is official Supercell merch on supercellcomic.com. So I think that money goes to Ben probably if you buy something. So if you want to support the comic and the offer and everything, then go to supercellcomic.com and buy yourself a shirt.
Shut your phone! We're getting
yes.
interference again.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm doing I'm jamming myself here.
Evil phone.
Yeah. Perry, hold my phone, please.
Yes, I will.
But yeah, but also we just heard earlier that there's also an L shirt coming. So if you wanna get the double whammy, maybe wait a bit and then get the L shirt as well. Maybe there's a double deal if you get both. Who knows? Yeah.
There's more questions in the chat.
Oh, okay. No, I have to
Earlier we
take
asked-
the evil phone again. Let's see.
No, I can help with that. I can read the question. Don't
Oh,
worry.
cool.
Yes,
You
sure.
don't have to do the evil phone. Mamori asks, I wanted to know if there are any other webcomics being considered and if it'd be feasible at all to manage free comics.
Well, actually, we announced it in the last stream already, but Kamal, the voice of Fida, he's actually making his very own webcomic project right now. We already he did like a 3-hour pitch meeting to Inventor and me when we were like at Eurofriends last year, and he just told us all about the lore and everything. And actually, that is gonna be our first very official dub. So it's not even a fan dub; it's an official comic dub that we're gonna be doing once that's coming out. I think casting should be starting on that for the end of this year. So
I'm excited.
yeah, we actually have a third webcomic lined up right now, and it's gonna be absolutely amazing. Like we already saw, like I said, he gave us a 3-hour talk of just giving us the overview about the story and everything is planned, and it's gonna be so amazing. I can already tell you that. And yeah.
I've also seen we've been posting these wonderful shorts, right? Like as little in between little bites. We've been both doing the Ask blog for Supercell, which has been tremendously fun, and also some other little comics, right?
Oh yeah. That's something we started because Kulski actually, who is the voice of one of the villains you just heard as well, and Jason in Tamberlane, he was like, hey, don't we want to make some small fun comics? And then he's like, and he's always suggesting like, hey, this is a fun comic, we could do a small short dub of that. And yeah, so we started doing some shorts on YouTube for just some random things, because that's also kind of the meta on YouTube right now, just make random shorts. Like sometimes you can get a few subscribers for that. Like actually one of them we got like over 1 million views and like 1,000 new subscribers or something. It's actually crazy how that works. But yeah, and it's also just
I gotta do little comics as well. I gotta do that too. If that's the meta, then we gotta do that. I gotta help the
Yeah.
pipeline.
And it's also fun because it's always fun to have like a little experience of finishing something and uploading it. And since our main dubs take like half a year usually to make one dub, it's always nice to have something to keep your fingers working on the editing. So it's always fun.
And he really does some versatile work, Krulski, on these dubs. I really like it. It's
They're so fun.
innovative.
I've been loving all of them.
It's such a learning experience.
Yeah, because he does like he basically at the moment is the only one doing voices for the small dubs, and sometimes there's like 5 characters or whatever, and he does all the voices for them. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Anything else? Are there any more questions? I think there were more questions as well.
Scroll up, but I'm trying to see what was there. Remember, y'all, if you have cool questions for us, please don't hesitate to ask.
Yeah, I saw one in the YouTube chat. Let's see.
If
Oh, yeah,
I can contribute a comment, I I know that most of the people that follow you guys are excited about the Tamberlane thing. I hope I'm not making them feel like I'm taking attention away from that.
No, goodness, it's not your fault whatsoever. Supercell's awesome, and we literally can't give people more comic than comic exists. Chapter 5 of Tamberlane is still ongoing. Very much ongoing. So
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder when it's gonna be done, because it feels like there's still so much scene to go.
it's definitely turning out longer than I expected. I was like, oh, any point now it's gonna be chapter over, right? No, it keeps escalating. It's a lot and it's awesome. I can't wait to get in there. But in the meantime, there's so much awesome Supercell to do. So like y'all people, don't be worried. There's a lot of other fun stuff for you while
Yeah.
you all eagerly wait for Tamperlane.
Yeah, believe me, like next chapter, if you guys like Crown in this chapter, next chapter is like 90% Crown. So you can look forward to that. And the chapter after that, I just today checked what characters we need to cast next, and just saw there's a few really nice new characters showing up, like Fangs, for example, for those who read the comic. Fangs, I really love her design, and I can't wait to see what voice we get for her. And yeah, and a few other student characters. And the mediator guy who's like a bit of a comic relief character. He has like 7 eyes,
Yeah.
and four of them have an eye patches on them, like stuff like that. Like it's just a lovely design that Ben always comes up with because, yeah, I think I say it every stream, but I just love when Ben just goes and makes his comic like, oh, it's magic. It's a magic world where everyone just looks different. So he has an excuse to just make awesome designs left and right for every single character. It's always something. Always something. I really one of the first things that I tell people when I tell them about Supercell is just all the super creative designs for the characters. It's definitely.
Yeah, I'm really
Nice.
glad you're enjoying it. I am also very curious about the next chapter because that's when all the kids get to talk to Crown one on one. It's very intense.
No.
Oh
Scary
yeah.
Dad.
Oh yeah. There's gonna be so many opportunities for awesome Crown music. Where he just is angry headmaster scolding the kids.
Yeah. Looking like a giant.
Yeah.
Like-
He is giant.
Yeah, I mean, even gigantic.
Yeah, just with the visual
Yeah.
interpretation of, I guess a little bit of a spoiler, but when he talks to Oz, and then you kind of see Crown from Oz's perspective, where he's like really scared of him, and he's like larger than life, and just so much nice visual storytelling there. Really, really great. So get hyped for chapter 5.
Hype. I am hype. And yes,
yeah.
God, he's so big. He's so tall. Help.
Oh yeah, now when people say, oh, where's chapter 5? We can tell them, oh, we're actually working on chapter 5. It's just not the chapter 5 you were asking about, but still, watch chapter 5.
Yeah, I wanted to say about like this scene with Crown and Oz, and also follow-up scenes where the emotion really is expressed in the size of the characters or in the not necessarily how menacing the characters look. How even if they are just shades, I really like that. Really big kudos to you, Ben. I like it.
No, thank you. I really appreciate that. It always makes me. I mentioned this before we started this, but I sometimes like rate over my own work. And sometimes it takes me a little bit more effort to kind of like get excited about it, in part because again I have so much work like elsewhere. I have like 3 jobs right now, and I'm trying to like manage. It's like, oh, I need to make pages, and I also need to do promotional stuff. And like it's earlier, you mentioned the social media manager thing. Like I have to do all of my social media on my own and maintain the website and set up the merch store and do all of that stuff too. So it's a lot of work. So it's nice seeing people get excited about it, and it's really nice like seeing a version of my work that still comes off as like new, and it's like, oh, hey, neat. And like I get to listen to dialogue and get invested in it in a way that I haven't in like a hot minute. So yeah, I'm very happy. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
There's a question for you in the chat, by the way, Ben, from Draco Cordraconis, who asks, how much was BNB involved with the dub process? Were they regular exchanges or just updates every now and then? Any constructive advice towards the dub team?
I mostly just Voltaire asks me for like the pages with the dialogue balloons, and then I just give them over. And sometimes it takes me a while. I try to be. Oh, I love the Twilight Sparkle Pillow. I try to be, super as hands off as I can with like anything that's like a fan project, because yes, Supercell is like my personal thing, and like it's like my big personal project or whatever. But like I also don't want to like control or like police the stuff that like other people make if they find it inspirational in some way or form. And like a big place where that comes into is when people start interpreting certain characters. It's like, hey, is this character like trans? Is this character autistic? And in my mind, I hope this doesn't come off as like a cop out, but it's like, I mean, you could make the case that any of my characters are autistic in some way or form, right? And I feel like if I were to declare that one of them is, and implying that the rest of them aren't, that would like eliminate the possibility that any of them are. And I'm like, if you're seeing yourself in any of these characters, if you're resonating with their experiences, like that's more important to me than like declaratively going, it's like, no, it's this and this, right? So whenever people are doing like interpretations of like fan projects and stuff, I'm like, nope, I do not want any input. Like, you do it the way you want to. I want to see like what you see. Like I'm already putting the thing in my brain on the page. So like I wanna see what everyone else has to pitch into it. So I try to be as uninvolved as possible, so that people kind of have a chance to spread their wings.
Awesome.
Spread my wings. I appreciate that. Also, if that means, with your permission, my interpretation of Kale is allowed to be autistic. Hell yeah.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, like I said, you could make a case for that for just about anyone in the cast. And so like that's why I don't want to say that anyone is or isn't. I feel like that would just be limiting, the possibility. And that a little bit, maybe this is like sharing too much, but like I kind of resent when like there's a lot of TV shows out there that have done that. It's like they pick one character to be like, this is the autistic character, and then they put all of autism on that one character, right? It's like, oh, this character cannot handle new things. This character does not deal with change well. This character needs to always be touching something soft. Or, like they did in fucking Shira and Princesses of Power, this is the autistic character, so we're gonna put her on a leash because she's annoying. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. So I want people, like, if they read my characters and they find, they feel identified, it's like, oh, that character is like me in the autism and stuff. It's like, I want them to be able to have that without me taking that away.
Yeah, I can respect that.
Oh, we got another comment. Hello.
But Entraptor slay.
What?
I like
Entraptor does
Entraptor.
slay.
I love Entraptor,
Oh, I
even
love
if she's
Entraptor.
like very, very like autistic. And I did not like also the moment where she was like lined up, but also if you think about it, there's like a meaning of not doing that. Of she is capable. Don't tie her up.
Yes, agreed.
What show or movie are we talking about? I don't even know.
This
Shira,
is the
okay.
Shira Princesses of Power
Alright,
stream. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but there's more questions. Don't worry, in the chat. Question for Ben: what kind of voice are you imagining for Fangs? Considering you just changed your PNG tuber to Fangs.
Yeah, because I heard that, oh, I love Fangs, the design is so great. I was like, oh, I have the opportunity to change that. To be honest, I don't super know just yet because so some of you will know this already, but like Fangs wasn't meant to be an important character at all. Fangs was supposed to be just for that one scene, and then I was gonna be done. Like that's part of the reason why her design is so elaborate, with like the freckles and the hair and the wings and all of that. Because I was like, oh, I only need to draw this character in this one scene and then I'll be done. And then unfortunately for me, as I wrote the scene where she was going to play her role, in order to get the right information out of Kale at that moment, I needed somebody to ask the right kinds of questions and be proactive in the right kinds of ways to get Kale talking in a certain direction. And once I was done with the scene, I realized, okay, you know what? This character is way too proactive to encounter all of this information and not do something about it. Because like I feel like that would just come off as dishonest, right? It's like if you found out about like some heinous crime, you would probably want to tell someone, right? You wouldn't just sit there and just go back into your life and forget about it. And like Fangs is somebody who's like, oh no, this is someone who would get invested and care about all of the crap she just stumbled upon. So she's gonna try and do something about it. And so that's still kind of a new concept to me. And I don't have a voice in mind just yet. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I recently checked the document where we write down all the information about the characters for the casting, and I saw that we, like, however many years ago when we started this, we wrote down Luna from Hello Over Boss as a voice reference. Yeah. Just
You
just
know,
remembered that.
the outfit that I have on the PNG tuber does fit that description, so
Oh, I didn't even see you changed it because
Yeah.
it's actually our light is right in front of it. But oh, awesome! Yeah, yeah. I love the design. um, I wanted to say something else, but now I forgot. Oh well. Let's see. I think there were some more questions here. Oh yeah, that's the question about fangs. We already had that. I think Fra was offering himself as a social media guy for Ben, but he ended it with /J, so I'm not sure. But hey, Fra, if you're free, who knows?
Grass getting popular for important and very helpful services for poor suffering creatives that just also need to become marketing people, which are two very different skill sets. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I did too good of a job of advertising his services.
By the way, Ben,
yes.
getting back at the where you started rewriting the whole comic, and we had to do some extra recordings. Don't worry about it too much because for chapter 5 there's really a lot of crown dialogue, and I already started recording half of it. Just realized that I have a big noise floor on the whole recording, so I had to delete everything again. So don't worry about it. We are our worst enemies ourselves, apparently.
It
Damn,
happens.
okay. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Although I must say that filtering out noise just with Audacity actually works very well.
Not that kind of noise.
Okay, was it like literally?
It was horrible noise. I tried my best, but I couldn't get rid of it. So
Oh no. I'm sorry. At least you got to practice the lines.
yeah, I got to practice the lines. I wanted to jump out of the window, but we're only just living in the first floor, so that wouldn't help. Well, you win some, you lose some.
I'm seeing a comment in there from Violet Skunky saying characters not unleash, sad. Barry said not that kind of comic. I don't know if I'm doing this yet, but I might do a gag about that in book 3. Maybe.
Nice. Oh yeah. If you're on Ben's Patreon, you already saw the first few pages of book 3, and it's looking epic so far. I mean, chapter 4 that we just saw, that was just the beginning of book 2, so it's gonna be a while until Dub is at book 3, but I'm already looking forward to it.
There's another question. The chat for Ben.
Yes, Draco.
Yeah.
Draco's right. Yeah. Draco asks, Ben, are you interested in voicing a character yourself?
Panic.
Oh no, he ran away.
No. I'm because the first thing that came to mind for me is like the bias of it. So I'm like, hey, maybe I'll audition for something completely anonymously one day, and then you wouldn't know.
That would be so
Oh,
cool.
Ooh. You could be the guy who just says sup.
Right. Because again, that feels like meddling on my part, which I know it wouldn't be like intellectually, but emotionally, it's like, oh, that would be like me inserting myself into something that like I like the freedom that you guys have. I like all the exploration that you guys have done. And it's like I really wouldn't want to come in and be like, oh, here's this character and you have no say over it. It's like it feels weird. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I like anonymously. You might get like an audition thing one day, and you'd be like, "This person sucks." Who knows?
That leads me to a question: is there in the whole of the comic, is there any character that you would say you've put subconsciously or consciously yourself into more than others?
Oh, mm, I think this feels like such a cop-out answer, but I think like a bunch of the characters, like if you took me and just like separated me into it, like separated various aspects of me into different people, like a bunch of these characters are facets that have been kind of distilled and kind of cartoonified into like a person. Which is partly why, because I get this question with some frequency. It's like, hey, are you ever considering doing like adult, like not safe for work art? And I'm like, maybe in the future, once, if and when like the comic slash associated projects get like big and popular and like it becomes kind of a household name where like people don't need to know who I am in order to know the comic. Because right now, if you know Supercell, you know me, right? Like we are kind of like it's still small enough to where I'm still bound to it. And so like the reason for that is because like the story that I'm telling, the characters that I'm writing, everything that I'm doing with this comic is very like I have reasons why I'm writing this. Like I have something that I want to say with this story that's not like I'm not just like playing with action figures and being like, hey, look at my OCs. It's like there's some stuff that I'm trying to communicate, right? Like when I talk about like child abuse and neglect and all of that stuff in the comic, like that's all coming from like a place of me wanting to explore certain things and communicate certain ideas. I believe I've talked about this in previous releases where like I've had some younger readers come talk to me about like, hey, I realized that my parents were treating me like crap, and it would have never occurred to me if I hadn't seen that in your work, right? And those are the things that are priority to me. It's like taking these things that I want to say to the world and putting them out there. Um, and so all of these characters are like various different little facets of me that are just there to communicate an idea to everyone else. Um, I don't know if any of them has like more of me than everyone else. I mean, probably Kale, right? But um like yeah, they all have some amount of me. I don't really know if one of them is like more so than others. I hope that answered your question. I think I lost the plot there.
No,
Mm.
perfectly fine. Thank you.
What I sometimes feel and notice is that Kale has some of the speech mannerisms you use. Like I feel like sometimes you often say stuff like, oh, this and chunk, and I think Kale also sometimes says this and this and chunk and whatever. So sometimes
Oh,
I feel like,
100%.
huh, what?
100%.
Yeah. So I definitely noticed it sometimes there that she got a bit of your energy at least.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm.
And you're probably the only one who's gonna get this, but Kale is like the most likely one to drop Piz in the dialogue somewhere. It hasn't happened yet, but it could.
Drop what?
Piz? You've never
Please?
heard me say that?
I'm
Oh,
blanking right
okay,
now.
then never mind. Nobody here knows what I'm talking about then. Um,
It's
it's a
okay,
thing that I
educated.
say sometimes in my art streams. I'll drop that in there and give people some psychic damage.
Oh no.
It has a very specific definition, but
Should we not look that up right now then?
no. That's like a term that I made up on a whim one day, and it hurts people's brains, and I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, I support that. I support that. Sometimes you got to show your audience that you love them by torturing them a little bit, just a little, as a treat.
Yes, yes, exactly. You get me.
Okay, we got
Brando
another.
is asking another
Yes.
question. Yeah. Any tips for anyone who wants to make their own webcomic? First, it's a two-part question. So we'll first ask a question to Ben. Any tips for people who want to make their own comic?
Sure. Well, there's a lot. It's kind of a vague question, right? But one thing that does recurrently kind of frustrate me about a lot of it, like conventional advice that I see out there, is that it comes from a place of hey, this is what worked for me, so everybody should do that, right? And that's not the intention. That's just kind of how it reads. Like a lot of people are told, hey, don't worry about like anything like quality, right? Like you don't have to wait until your skills are good. You can just like start making stuff now. And I understand the rationale behind that, but I personally think that like, hey, if there's a reason you haven't already started your comic is because there's something you don't know yet, right? Whether it's an art skill or whether it's a writing skill, something like, because if you could just start making a comic right now, you would have probably already done it, right? Even if it was bad, you would be doing it. So if you feel like there's some kind of like, skill that you don't know yet, like go research that and learn about it a little bit and learn just enough to where you feel like you can put something down on the page, right? If you can write something, great. If you can draw like panels or whatever, great. If you feel like you can't do any of those things yet, there's a reason for that. And it's not because you suck. It's not because you're lazy. It's because you don't know how yet. So yeah, give yourself the opportunity to spend a little time learning about it and just figuring things out enough to where you can go, okay, I can do this. Even if it sucks, even if it's bad, I can go in and like do stuff. But if you haven't already done that, it's because, there's maybe a little bit more learning that you can do that hasn't happened yet. Hopefully that answered the question. I know that it's kind of a vague in very, very early steps, initial stuff. But if you have something more specific, I'd be happy to answer. Go for it.
Because would you say that someone's mental state is part of that? That's what could be missing when you say skill set. Like some people just generally don't know how to, start a project or really, have too low of an opinion of themselves to feel like they could do it, even if they might be amazing artists or something. So do you think for that you would say someone's mental approach is part of that?
Yes. And also I will add that it can be something, I kid you not, like sometimes I get like blocked, like seriously unable to do anything. And I'll get stuck there for several days on end trying to make something happen and it's not happening. And then one day I realize out of the blue, it's like, oh, it's my damn chair. And then I switch out my chair and suddenly I'm comfortable and then suddenly I'm able to do stuff again. It's like magic. Immediately start making a lot of stuff. So it can be something that dumb, right? It can be that you're just not in the right chair. It can be that you're just not in the right environment, right? Like if you need to go to like a library and work there and that enables you to do that, go for it, right? If you like, your mental health is important. Your mental health is going to dictate whether you're able to perform versus not. But also you gotta understand that like sometimes, if you're somebody who can run, like okay, maybe not 60 miles an hour, but I don't know how fast people run. Let's say you can run 60 miles an hour. If you're sick and can only run 40, then 40 is your 100% at that moment. So, we put this idea in our heads that we always need to be operating at 100% all the time. And it's like, no, we don't. Like, operate at whatever percentage you can at that moment. Like, understand that, like, sometimes things are not going to work out super great, but like, one project, one comic, one picture is not going to make or break your artistic experience. Like just keep doing stuff. And allow yourself the idea that like, hey, you can have a bad week, right? You can have a bad month, you can have a bad year, but like that doesn't take away from what you're contributing. Mental health is a big thing. Yes.
Sounds like very good advice to me.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that. That's part of when you think something's missing, that could be part of it. Taking good care of yourself is important.
Yes.
That question had a second part for the team. Any tips for anyone who wants to become a voice actor as well?
How do you become a voice actor? Yeah, I just wanted to say it's really true to get into a creative mood, into the flow. I mean, the flow exists, I think. It's when you put out and put out and put out and ideas come flowing in and you put them out in one way or another, whatever art you're performing or doing. That's really important to have, to get into this relaxed state, whatever it takes for you to do it. Yeah, how do I become a voice actor? I've never done voice acting. How to become a voice actor? Please volunteer.
Well, I'm also not doing much voice acting. I did Anthony and Tamberlane, but and some side character in Supercell. I
I
think.
was just pretending. What does it take to maybe join voice acting with Spotted Martin?
Well, I would say just do it, right? I mean, I'm sure that the actual voice actors, the professional voice actors in the call can probably tell you a bit more about how to get started in the professional regard. But in terms of, I mean, when we started off, it's really just, oh, if you have fun acting and if you have fun making voices, then you already can become a voice actor. Just literally, how I started the channel was I saw Supercell, thought, oh, that's a cool comic. I'm sure there's a dub for it, and then I noticed there wasn't a dub for it, so I just picked up my headphones basically with the mic and just started recording all the characters because it's fun. And whenever I got together with friends playing like story-based games that aren't voice actors, like Undertale or Deltarune or whatever, we just made our own fun by just voicing the characters. So basically, my advice would be just start doing it. Maybe take some acting classes. I never did, but I'm also mostly doing the editing and not the voice acting. But yeah, my advice would be just start, just have fun voicing some things you like, and then see where it goes. Yeah, but maybe Perry has some more practical insights than me.
I mean, it's a very broad question. There's a lot of different like little tips I could give, but you saying, oh, just there's dialogue in a game you like, why not? But it's not voice acted, why not read it out loud? Is an excellent bit of advice, to be honest. It's the same thing when you're reading a story to someone. If you have like a child or a nephew, or like a little niece, something like that, just you know how fun it is to read people's stories with different like little voices, especially when it's just you think, oh, it's just for kids, just for fun, right? That's already voice acting. It just doesn't sound nearly as grandiose or intimidating that way. But just reading text that seems exciting to read, yeah, that's voice acting already. I've been doing that with a friend who's been playing for Final Fantasy 14, for example. Us and several friends have been joining, and he just streams his progress over a Discord call, and we do a little bit of the voices and the parts that are not voiced. Do we sound exactly like the people in the voice cutscenes? No, but we don't have to. We're having a lot of fun just, doing what we can and trying out our different little approaches and interpretations. And it's such a low, how do I say, low, not low barrier, but like low fear, because it's just for you and your friends, right? And you're just having fun. But that's how actors start. There, and at least in Germany, for instance, I've met several professional voice actors said, yeah, I started out doing fan dubs for like favorite anime that I saw on TV or something, and I was like, oh, is this ever gonna come in German? Or I would like to try my own hand at the German version or something. And so they just did that. It's just the having fun part where I really think it comes down to a lot of that. I could go into whole detail about, I don't know, audio setups and acting and stuff, but it's literally just be all are actors, in my opinion. Everyone has a little actor in them, just a little bit desire to do something fun with your voice, with your body, with your expression, something like that, And I think a lot of us are just afraid to show that because we live, especially as adults, in a lot of contexts where it's not exactly socially acceptable to do funny little voices or something, or to just act out a little moment and stuff, to make people laugh. In most contexts, you have to be serious, you have to focus, all those sorts of things. So I say, find yourself just a little scenario, and if it's just for you, or just for your romantic partner, your best friend, or just with some pals on a Discord call, where there's something to read and say out loud and just have fun with it. And you might notice, hey, when I don't worry about this having to be super serious, high quality, I actually can do this. There's a lot in me that can express this desire to act something. And then if you say, I want to do this more often and not just with my friends, there's sites like Casting Call Club and Reddit where people recruit for fan dubs and things like that all the time. If you have just a basic USB microphone, you can already join in on that. Expect, since fan projects are made by passionate people, but life happens. It might not all happen. It might not always come together, but you just see the opportunities, the many possibilities of getting that little actor some workout, and before you know it, you're a voice actor. It's that fear of fun that I think we learn as adults, and it's good to find outlets for it. So my biggest advice is just read things out loud and have fun. Find your outlet, and if you say, I like doing this, I want to do them often, There's things like Spotted Marten where you can sign up for casting calls. There's things on Casting Call Club. There's a lot of opportunities to act. Do it. Don't be afraid. Don't tell yourself you have to be afraid and can't do it.
Yeah, thanks a
I
lot.
like that.
Yeah.
I like that answer a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also,
Also
I was
the
requested in the chat,
Sorry.
Memori requests, Ben, that to say that they really appreciate your answer about the chair and the how do you have to prepare for getting ready to do something that can sometimes be even just something small that really can help you.
Oh, yeah, for
I
sure.
appreciate your answer.
Yeah, I'm glad that resonated. Yeah, something I have been finding that's like in my own process recently is, sometimes I'll sit down and I'll be like, okay, I need to draw something today, and I'll just have like that blank canvas, and then nothing happens, right? And I have been finding lately that, the first step, instead of sitting down and being like, oh, I need to draw something, is, I actually have like a list of prompts now where it's like, pick a character, pick a theme, right? And maybe the theme is like, oh, a character personality trait. It's like, how do I show this character's personality trait, right? And like that creates ideas on what to do. So yeah, like having a goal in mind before you start doing something is like so helpful, because sometimes that is the problem. Sometimes you want to do something, but wanting to do something and then wanting to make a specific thing are like two completely different like mentalities. And something that simple, something that dumb can be the difference between whether you're actually making things or not. So I don't know, for me that's been very meaningful, and I'm glad that it resonated with people here.
very true words, yeah.
I also wanted to add that that's actually how Seungwon got cast as Mordecai in Lackadaisy. He was actually doing the fan dub himself for Mordecai, and then Tracy liked it, so that's how he ended up on the show with the rest of us.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. There's something in the chat, if it's okay if I comment on that, because it brings up the, unfortunately, in the creative field, very present issue of AI. Is that okay if I say something about that?
Sure.
Heart of Grey brings up, at Vienna Comic Con, some professional voice actors talked about the big issue of AI replacing them. They have real trouble getting hired. That's both yes and no, basically. Like, I'm not saying they were wrong. It's more just, it's a multifaceted problem. Because right now, of course, all these companies, the gist is all these companies are saying, oh yeah, we can just, save a lot of money, just get AI to do it. But for instance, a few months back, there was a video game called Arc Raiders released, and everyone liked it. It was one of those big extraction shooters that everyone's into right now. But then it turned out all of the voice acting was AI generated. It was done with consent, like with consent from the actors who were providing their voices for the trained AI on them. But everyone still said, like, no, this doesn't sound as good. We just don't like it as much. We're just not into it. And then a few weeks ago, the devs announced, oh yeah, we're replacing the AI voices now with the actual actors that we hired to begin with to train the AI on. We're going to replace all the dialogue with actually recorded dialogue. And everyone was like, yeah, that's great. No, that's a good thing. My game is so successful. It sold a bazillion copies. Good thing you're paying actors. I think that's going to be an effect we're going to see more and more. But of course, some companies will take longer to insist that, oh, no, the customers don't care. No, AI is just as good. It's like a German public broadcaster for radio has announced, oh, yeah, on some local radio stations, we're now going to use AI announcements for traffic announcements. And I'm like, are you crazy? That's like one of the easiest things for anyone to voice. You literally have a producer present in the studio who could just say that stuff out loud. But they'd insist, no, the AI is easier, better, blah. I think this is a process that will be painful for creatives, but creatives are still here. You see people like Ben are still drawing amazing comics completely of their own ideas, of their own passion. There's still actors like us who are still doing the acting and giving their own personality to it in a way that an AI can't. I think my personal feeling is I'm cautiously optimistic because I think people as a whole are not as stupid as the big production companies insist right now. But of course, they're blustering. You have to remember, these companies are spending a lot of money to use these AI tools. You might remember how much professional token amounts for things like ChatGPT can cost. They get really expensive really fast. So I think a lot of them are in the sunk cost fallacy mode right now, where they're insisting, no, it's good actually. We spend all this money on it, so it has to be good. And my opinion is, personally, they will see that in the vast majority of cases, the return on investment is not real. You know, it's not there. And so actors like us, of course, especially new actors, you go to casting call club, there will be people trying to disguise AI voice calls, basically, where they try to get you to voice an AI for them. They will try to disguise this. They will try to steal, basically, your performance for a tiny amount of money, a fraction of what it should give for them to train a whole model on it. So no, that's absolutely a thing. Predatory and crappy performances and attitudes are out there right now. But I just think a lot of these companies are blustering. They're showing how good this is when most people say, no, actually, this doesn't sound as good. It's not as fun. It's not as interesting. You might have heard that Disney had a huge contract with OpenAI that they canceled because OpenAI shut down its video generation tool, Sora. And that's Disney, like one of the biggest companies on the planet. And even if they're like out, basically, if they can't seal the deal on that being lucrative for them, you should imagine just how dire this all is, actually, that the consumer doesn't actually care about this nearly as much as we told we are. So the pain of the actors is real. It is very real, but let's not lose hope. Let's not lose hope in human creativity, human-made creativity, because I think that will outlast all of these current efforts for these things to replace creativity. That's my long-winded 2 cents.
Agreed.
And AI itself isn't. I don't know if I could call it creativity. If it learns from itself, it will just turn in circles. That's what I think.
It is. I mean, there's like little videos I've seen online where someone had 2 AI like bots talk to each other via voice, and they literally just get stuck in a loop. Like it's like, yeah, let's get ready. I'm excited to do stuff when you are, and the other one says, oh yeah, that sounds excellent. Let's get going. I'm ready to go when you are, and it's just they can't come up with their own impulses. That's the thing the human has that the AI doesn't. The AI can at best be an assistant tool, but it cannot replace the human creativity. So yeah, actors like us and artists like Ben, we're not gonna go away, but the really overly expensive AI models probably will.
That reminds me of these Oblivion videos where you see NPCs talking to each other.
Yeah. See, and even that is funnier because it's actual humans have recorded that at some point, so you get to listen to them loop their voice lines in really silly ways. I find that so much more charming than the bot, the sycophantic bot that keeps saying, "Yeah, I love you. It's great. This is going to be so good. Let's go." You know, it's like.
All right. One question in the chat that we get a lot is by Anne Marie. Are you planning to continue Tamberlane? And yes, we are. Again, it's a question we get asked a lot, and I can only give the same answer every time. When we did Tamberlane up to chapter 4, that was the amount of pages that were out of the comic already, so we could make all of the 4 first chapters one after the other. But now chapter 5 is currently still being written and illustrated by the author Caitlin Wilbrandt and her team. And so they're currently working on it, so it's still gonna take a bit, I think, because it's a very long chapter, and as you know, it's extremely good quality, so it takes its time. But once chapter 5 is done, then we'll go ahead and dub it and voice it and make the music for it, and you can all look forward to when that is done. So maybe next year. Next year, hopefully, we should be able to do it, but I can't speak for Caitlin how long it's still gonna take until the chapter is done. But once chapter 5 is done, then we'll for sure dub it. We're as excited about doing it as you all are, so we'll definitely do it. And there was another Tamberlane question, which I'm gonna just add onto this, and it's by Fra. He said, I just want to take a moment to say that Belfry towel is an amazing backdrop to have at home. Talking about this Belfry over here, there's also Tamberlane, but she's like all the way down there because it's from the cover of chapter 2. But yeah, this nice soft blankie with Tamberlane chapter 2 what's the word, the cover on it, that's just like this awesome shirt. It's from the official comic web store, so I think if you go to shop.tamberlanecomic.com or something, you can get this awesome blanket. And we are not sponsored by Tamberlane, even
And
though we work
support
with
the
them.
creators.
Yes, of course, support the creators. Shop.tamberlanecomic.com.
I'm gonna
Supercellcomic.com.
say when a Supercell blanket. I want a Supercell blanket, please.
Oh, that's actually a great idea. I don't know why it didn't occur to me because I'd been staring at that one the whole time, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had one. And then it's like, oh, I could make one.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a
Super
long
sub
one
blanket.
that's really long and make it crown so you can wrap yourself up in a snake.
Oh yeah,
Right,
Ren
right.
Crown Long Dakimakura.
Of course.
Oh my goodness.
It could be
For the
really
daddy
long. You can.
likers.
That's a unique selling point.
It really is. You just have to find a pillow that fits in that case.
Yeah, I'm sure it exists. I'm sure it's not the
But
first
just
snake Daki.
as a start, I would say the blanket is a good idea. Yes. Nice
Yeah.
long blankie.
Yeah, maybe I'll hit them up and ask them what their
Where they make
I don't
their
know,
stuff.
just distributor. Yeah, because I'm right now I'm just using Fourth Wall for my stuff. I don't know if other people have like something that's has more variety in their products. Because I think right now I just have access to like shirts and mugs and very generic stuff like that.
But what are you using? You said.
Fourth Wall. It's like a print and shipping service, like a print on demand thing.
Are you pleased with the quality on your shirt, Voltaire?
Yeah, I've been washing it a few times, and it still holds up pretty well, I
Nice.
think.
That's always good to hear because there's a
Nice.
lot of these services out there. I'm always curious how well they actually hold up when of course, they promise you, oh, it's gonna be the best thing ever in your shop. But I'm really happy to hear when it's actually like it keeps the promises. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I bought a shirt as well, but it's waiting at Voltaire's house for me. So.
yes, you're gonna get that
excited.
soon. TM.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm always worried when it's like one of these prints that go on top of the thing, like it's some sort of thing they put on top of the shirt, because that's always hit or miss if it holds up. But this one is holding up pretty well so far, so I think recommendation from this side.
Excellent. Well,
Mm.
Ben, you heard that. We like it, but definitely reach out to the Timberlane folks if you need
Awesome.
recommendations for the blanket side of things. I love blankets. I love pillows and blankets the most. So if you produce pillows and blankets, you get money from me.
Mm. For now, I'm looking forward to the L
Yeah,
to the
I
L
mean-
shirt.
Yeah, I already drew it. I'm very happy with it. I'm just waiting for the right moment. But yeah, no, I'll definitely reach out because it's. I believe you all know this already, but I got to work on the animated advert for Tamberlane, so like I already
yeah.
know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Heck to the yes.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that pushed our channel as well, because I think Ashley Nichols also had something to do with the animation. Maybe I'm completely wrong on that right now.
Yes. In fact, Ashley is the one who kind of like recruited me for that project. So
Oh, awesome! Yeah,
yeah, that was a fun experience.
yeah. I still remember what really put us on the map when she or someone mentioned us in her podcast. That's when suddenly the views started going up. Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
The fuse for what? Sorry.
For the Timberlane dub, because I think she had Caitlin on her podcast stream toppost. It's the same thing nowadays, I think. Yeah,
Nice.
and there we got mentioned, and suddenly you notice everyone started clicking on it. Yeah. Sometimes you just need a little push.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Alright, checking the chat again. Oh yeah, Draco is also a fan of the Crown life-size Ducky. You have to do it.
See, there's already at least one buyer.
Oh, I'm sure, but like those things are like I do have to sink some of my own resources into getting stuff like that, so I have to get there first. That's honestly the one big obstacle, because there are things I have some ambitions, right, for like some other stuff that I want to do, but like I would love to print the comic but I don't have the money to just print the comic, and like they don't really do print on demand for that kind of stuff. And that's something that I would have to do, like maybe like a crowdfunding campaign or something. And at the
Yeah,
moment,
Timberlane
Supercell
did
raised it.
that. Timberlane did that, and
Yeah.
it went well. So we would be the first people to shout it from the rooftops if you went the same route.
Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't currently believe that Supercell has enough of an audience to pull that off. But when I do get to that point, I would love to throw something out there and see what happens, and build on that.
You heard him, chat. Give the clicks, give the love, and say if that would be something you'd be supporting.
Do
Tell
it.
your friends.
Fra has another question for you. Oh, well, first, no, Mamori first has a question. What kind of animation did you do for Timberlane?
Oh, I did like ink and paint. So basically, I didn't do any actual animation on my own. What happened is Ashley approached me with one, two, three shots. I believe it was three shots, three or four. And the animation was already done, and so I just went in and I did all the line work and the coloring of the characters. Um, so I actually kind of came in toward the end of the process for that, but yeah, it was still a fun experience I put that in my demo reel.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
There's a second question for Ben from Fra. Has the fandub and hearing the characters with given voices influenced the way you think about the comic as you work on it?
It actually hasn't, but I think partly it's because I I don't have the vocabulary to explain this. There's like a lot. So like I mentioned earlier that the comic right now is in a little bit of like a hiatus, because I'm between books 2 and 3, and life has gotten in the way. So it's actually been a while since I had the opportunity to sit down and write. Um, but when I do sit down to write, like it's such a very specific process. Like I'm digging out of like I mentioned earlier, I have very specific goals with the comic. So when I'm writing something, I'm thinking about two things. One is how do I get, the scene that I'm writing right now to hit the specific note that I'm going after rather than just writing a scene. And two, um, how do I make sure that it's actually organic, right? Because I have a lot of problems, and you'll probably think of variations of this that you've seen yourselves in media. It's when like a problem could be resolved with like a very simple conversation, but the characters don't have it, right? And they're not the kinds of characters that wouldn't have that conversation. It's just the writers don't want to put it there, so the problem doesn't go away. It's like I don't like writing like that. I like, letting things, like I said, Fangs became a main character because, oh crap, I wrote a character that's too proactive and it's gonna get invested, right, and involved. So I do like to give the characters room to figure out how they're going to like problem solve and do stuff. So while I have a goal in mind, I just kind of put the characters in a scene and then let them figure it out on their own. Um, and it's not a sound thing. Like I don't hear them in my mind. It's more, it's funny. Earlier you asked me, it's like if any of these characters were me, like if they had me in them. And especially the part where like Kale has a lot of like my verbal things that I do. A lot of it comes from that, right? Like it's just like my own voice. It's just like, and this is where I would say this, right? And then oh, here comes Zygon, and like I know that Zygon is like the more kind of like cretin version of me, and so it's like, what would I say if I was in that situation? So it's if there's influence, if there's outside influence, I haven't detected it because it's a very kind of quiet experience for me. I'm very like it just kind of comes from like me fixating on like a thing and then just tuning out the rest of the world for a while.
The thing you just said earlier that reminded me again that you also like to make characters, like you said, the thing where sometimes in media the writers make a decision where something could be easily solved if the characters would think like they would think if you expect them to like you would expect them to, right? And I noticed that as well with like stuff like you don't make the characters like Crown not take seriously what the protagonists saw. Like, you could have made Crown just completely ignore Kale's accusations of Fallon being like brainwashed or whatever, but you're like, but the way you write it is that he actually does take it seriously and actually does try to make sure that Fallon doesn't do any funny business, and then you kind of have to force the villains to do something to go around that as well again, instead of just getting it for free, right? It's a bit of a spoiler for the next chapter, I guess, but stuff like that. It's all stuff I noticed with the writing style in Supercell. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I try not to force things. Sometimes stuff, you know, like the Fangs and Zygon involvement has derailed a lot of what I had planned for the rest of the story. And so I still have the same goal in mind. The story is going in the same general direction, but a lot of stuff has changed. In part because, like, okay, this isn't really a spoiler. Like, you should be able to see this coming, and if you've been following along, but like, these are like child soldiers, right? They're like kids who've been growing up in an environment where they're learning militaristic strategy. Like, the adults around them are involved in like international conspiracy theories and rebellions, right? There's like a militaristic enemy force that is coming, right? So, you know, shit's gonna hit the fan. Like, there's gonna be violence, there's gonna be blood, there's gonna be trauma and chaos and all of that. Like, that's not a spoiler. That's something that should be fairly obvious. But I find that people are still kind of caught off guard by me mentioning that, because they're like, "Oh yeah, that is coming, huh?" It's like, yes, of course. Um, and you know, imagine a version of that where, you know, it's Kale dealing with all of this, right? And Al and Oz have like their own shit going on. And so they're all kind of isolated from each other, having to deal with like all of this trauma and chaos. And now it's like, oh shit, Fangs and Zygon, who are people who care about others and have their shit together a little bit more and are going to want to be there for others, now they're now part of the equation. So the three main characters are no longer going to be as isolated as they were originally going to be, and that changes the dynamics of how everything is going to play out. Even though the story is still going in the same general direction, and it's still going to be conveying all of the same, you know, messaging that I wanted out of it. It's just there's a lot of surprises that I wasn't expecting.
Always fun when the author gets surprised by his own characters. That's something. Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. You finish first.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was gonna say that's something I hear sometimes when I watch like authors talk about their own work. That's like something that often happens, or they often say, "Oh, I put the characters in this situation, and I kind of had this scene planned out, but then I just wrote the characters like the characters would act, and then they just moved somewhere else on their own." Always a fun thing to hear.
Yeah, and you do have to do a little bit of like not forcing it, but you do have to find ways to make a character go a certain direction. Like, if you do have a problem that could be resolved with a conversation, and the characters are there and they would normally have that conversation, you can always find a reason why they can't, right? Like, maybe there's a third character that comes in the room and, oh, we can't have this conversation in front of this person for X and Y reason, right? Like, something that makes sense, just something that prevents the conversation from happening. And that to me is so much more interesting than just the writer decided to turn the characters' brains off so that they could have a plot or whatever.
It sounds like a pen and paper roleplay and writing books or comics is somehow similar, more similar than I thought.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, you never know how it develops, what the characters are doing. I mean, more so in pen and paper role playing, but also in a book apparently. When you develop the characters, okay, this character wouldn't do that, he would rather do that. So
also a
Yeah,
thing
it
that
has
can
to make
involve
sense,
voice
right?
acting.
Oh yeah.
that makes sense. What did you say? Didn't even understand you.
No, I said also if pen and paper role playing, it's also a thing that sometimes can involve voice acting.
Yeah, oh, definitely, and it's fun.
Perry.
I currently play a little gnome. No, a little goblin.
I'm currently trying to get our DM friend to DM again after like over a year of nothing happening. So yeah, I also want to play again. Uh, sorry, Perry. I think you wanted to say something earlier.
No, I just wanted to relay another question from Fra, who asked,
All right.
back when Chapter 3 premiered, you all had good progress on Chapter 4 already. How's the progress on the next chapter looking right now?
Not as far as Chapter 4 was last time, I think. But I think we're gonna make good progress in the next 2 or 3 weeks because we're gonna definitely record with Perry. We're gonna record with Lost Soul, who's the voice of L. And Crown, yeah, Azrael is also just said he's gonna record the lines again after the mishap with the fan. So yeah, and once that's done, I can get into editing. I think I'm gonna be the bottleneck a bit because I'm also working a lot on Avustia right now. As you might know,
Yeah.
we also do like animations for Avustia, the big Austrian Furrycon. It's gonna have its 3rd year in July. So I'm a bit tied up there because we do like animation, we do like a game, basically a custom game, we do like decorations and all of that stuff, and really get like a whole original story that we're telling with the convention. So that's taking up a lot of my time as well.
Our multitasking mastermind Voltaire.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna need to learn to delegate more stuff because I'm doing the lead in so many sub parts there. I'm gonna need to delegate more so I can focus more on editing again. So, yeah,
I understand the struggle.
yeah. If you're creative and you take on too many projects, it's a classic thing, right? So anyway, but yeah, we're gonna make some good progress soon on Chapter 5, I'm sure. All right.
Yeah, Chief General Cog is already recorded.
Yes, exactly. I think once we have Kale and L and Crown, I think then it's pretty much most of it. So yeah,
Heck yeah.
yeah, let's
I'll be
go.
doing my best very soon.
Oh yeah, gonna be great to
Did I already give you the pages, or do I still need to do that? Because I know like you asked me and then it takes me like weeks to get to it because everything sucks.
I think you haven't sent me the ones for Chapter 5 yet,
Okay.
but
I'll
I'm
get
not
to it.
100% sure. But yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, let's see. Fra said he also needs to find an IRL tabletop group sometime. Online
I just
D&D is
finished the
also fun, but
campaign. It's been good. It's been good.
But yeah, doing it in real life is also fun because you can also
Oh,
make custom figurines of your characters. That's always a great feeling.
I
Actually,
miss doing it in person. I highly
okay.
support anyone who can make that happen for themselves. It's even more fun.
What exactly did you mean?
Well, just like the role playing. I love doing it online with my friends, but since y'all live so far away now, I miss doing it in person. There's more, acting and personal like fun you can have when you can have an actual physical environment.
Oh yeah, agreed. Although I guess there's probably also like online tools that make it easier to like set up scenes or something. I mean, and I've never really played actively online, but I'm sure it has some advantages. Yeah, Mamory also said she thinks a bunch of people got into voice acting through pen and paper because it's a good proactive environment. Yeah, I mean it kind of gives you practice in acting because you're not even just acting something else wrote, so, but you're actually coming up with the emotions yourself on the spot. So I guess that's also a help because you don't need to interpret what something else wrote. So, but you like naturally come up with the emotion yourself. Might be a thing that helps you. Again, I'm not really a voice actor, so I'm just spitballing my thoughts. But I think it sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, or maybe you find an improv theater group near you. You can always look that up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, voice acting is just acting where you can't see your body, basically, but you still can act with your body, which is, I think, a tip that many voice actors give as well. Violet Skunky is asking, would you consider dubbing the Foxes in Love comic as a series for YouTube Shorts? Why not? Yeah, so far we haven't made anything actual series for the shorts. I guess when we did the Supercell Ask blog, that's kind of a series, but I think we ran out of stuff there mostly. But yeah, Foxes in Love. I don't know if you guys know that comic. It's like a really
I
cute
love it.
comic about two foxes who are in love, and they just have like quirky relationship shenanigans going on. Where I don't know, what's an example? I don't know. They're like you're like lying in bed, and one of them is curled around the other, and needs to get up, and it's like, no, I'm not letting you up. Like stuff like that. Like just cutesy relationship stuff. That's going on. I think. Sure, it would be a fun comic to dub, yeah. So yeah, definitely would consider.
Well, for now, I'm afraid I will have to take my leave at this point. I hope that is okay. I've been having a wonderful time hanging out, but I fully admit I didn't sleep so great, and I wanted to just.
Oof.
Speaking of the foxes in love, I need to go get some snuggles in with the dog I'm in love with, so I can the husband, so I can get a little bit of coziness in before I have to sleep. I have to go to the dentist tomorrow. So
Oh,
I need to
no.
get a good night's sleep.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Best of luck with that.
Thank you. I am nervous, but what can you do? I really, really enjoyed hanging out, though. Thank you so much, Ben, especially for taking the time again to hang out with us. It really always means a lot.
Yeah, of course. This is great.
And you all have a wonderful rest of the evening.
You
Thank
too,
Birds
Perry.
have teeth?
Thanks.
No, birds not literally have teeth, but you've seen the serrated edges on like goose beaks. They're kind of like teeth, and you need to take care of those too. So brush your teeth, kids. But y'all, thank you very much for having me, and please, I'll see you next time for the next premiere.
Bye.
See ya.
Have a
Bye,
good one.
Perry. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know if I have this because it was like a lot of years ago, but I did have somebody prompted the birds have teeth thing, and so I drew I took one of the panels of Tajo and I just gave him like this big human teeth that were underneath the beak. It was very upsetting.
I think I vaguely remember that. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of one thing from the dub as well. Oh, Perry is now a green square. Amazing. But it reminds me of one of the things during the voice acting as well, because at one point Razor, the voice actor of Tajo, did like a sound that was like like something like that. I hope that didn't kill any headphone users. I'm sorry. But he did like a thing like that, like for one of the lines, and then at one point I realized, wait, could Tajo even do that? He doesn't have lips.
Well, birds can imitate voices really well, so probably they can imitate noises as well.
Maybe. Not sure how much the spy mastermind Tajo can imitate voices, but I don't know if he can blow raspberries without lips still. But anyway, the things you notice.
You know, it's funny because like there's so much weird like physiology in Supercell that the worrying of the beak seems so quaint.
Yeah. You can always say it's magic, you know.
Okay, so it is actually just about time for me to start winding down as well. So
All
I
right.
don't know if you guys have any last minute thoughts or questions or anything like that. I would be more than happy to pitch in a little bit.
Yeah, guys. So you heard it. If you want any more questions, then ask them soon, please. Is Inventor here actually? Yeah, I just wanted to ask him if he still wants to say a few words. Inventor is our tech guy. He's always behind the curtain most of the time, just
Behind the blanket.
behind the blanket in this case, yeah, and doing the fixing the audio. It's always crazy to hear him explain how he set up the audio, but he makes it work in the end. I think this time he made it work 20 seconds before the stream started. So yeah, you wanna say a few words as well?
chaos today. A bit. It's always fun building stuff, and then always fun. Well, also when you realize like in minutes, where you're supposed to start working, that for some reason yes, so all over the place, and yeah, you have to rearrange stuff, and then you realize yes, that needs to be started. For stuff to be like almost proper, and then around noise gate suddenly do have one microphone picking up the other, but they are out of parts, so they is different. So you get echoes all over the place. Two microphones picking up the same speaker. Yeah, the joys of doing stuff like this irregular.
Yeah, you see how much goes into even just the live streaming part of this. It's a whole thing.
I'm just like overdoing it a bit. I mean, people like do this like sitting on their desk and webcam, light or two, and headphone. But we actually go to the trouble of setting up like this entire stage, like plushy decoration stuff there, placed appropriately so they have their own seats like up there, and then it's a camera that needs to be wired up. That's like on the other side of the room, and then huge like artificial sun up here, like a big softbox that gives us so that our faces are not gonna look like total trash even after a night of insufficient sleep. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun to do things a bit more in a more interesting way, and a bit more to put a bit more effort in it. But then you actually have to do it and handle all this stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah. if you decide to do stuff like this, and then just realize you can't handle it, and the result is gonna be worse than if you had just not tried to do it this.
Yeah. Experience.
Experience, yeah.
Yeah, and we just got one more question for BMB before he goes. What is one completely random hobby of yours you like to do during these trying times?
Oh, so interesting. That's a very interesting question. So I have found over the years that what works for me is not to have one single hobby, is to hop from thing to thing to thing, and just be okay with the fact that I'm never going to pursue any one thing like a lot. So I have like a guitar, I can kind of play that okay. I have like a flute, like one of those big, metal sideways ones. I can play that okay. Every so often I'll start learning a new language. Every so often I'll like pick up like weird types of cooking. Um, I one thing that I did get pretty good at actually was sleight of hand. So like I can manipulate the hell out of cards in a poker game. So just like stuff like that, just finding new little things to just kind of do. I don't really I have a hard time getting invested in like one thing for a long time, except for art. So yeah, just kind of you phrase it as a random hobbies. It's like, yeah, literally random hobbies. Just like do whatever, try new things for fun and see how it feels.
Oh yeah, trying new things is always a fun thing. That's how you find passions like voice acting and stuff, right? So.
Indeed.
and audio engineering. Yeah.
And fan dub editing.
Oh yeah, I still remember like when we started to get to like more professional gear for using this, particularly the software. I was like, oh yeah, now I have no idea how to actually do this, like to do what we need for this, how to get this running. So it was like one person sitting there with a PDF on their phone reading the manual, and the other sitting at the computer just trying to make some stuff work. And after a few hours, we were like, okay, we're proof. I guess it's possible that we can work on this level. Oh yeah. And yeah, and in the end it worked out. But it's easy for me to talk because it's opossum here. He's doing all the hard work. He's doing all the work now. Now I can, after the infrastructure is running, I can just sit on my lazy ass and just enjoy the results.
Until the things stop breaking, then it's your fault again.
Yeah, when things start breaking or stuff, just like this stream just needs to be set up, then I need to do stuff again. But that's like nothing compared to the actual continuous effort that goes into actually.
Yeah, I started wishing the days had more hours. Yeah,
Quick
besides.
question for you, actually.
Sorry.
Did you have like all of this when you started this whole like dubbing thing, or is this stuff you've acquired over the years to just kind of building on it?
I'm I'm not gonna say with what kind of equipment this all started out, because that
It also depends on where you count that actually started.
yeah, that would probably
Okay.
that would probably like offend some people, or I don't know, or violate some sort of, I don't know, unwritten law about audio technique. Anyway, no, the first time we did this seriously was just a USB mic, and we were traveling around. We were visiting actually the people who were different people who were voice acting. We were just meeting at different places and just setting up a mic on a stand in their living room on their couch.
No audio proofing, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No special materials in the room or anything, and we were just doing stuff, having a laptop running beside it, recording Audacity, and that was it basically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna say, listen to Tamberlane Chapter 1 and then to Supercell Chapter 4 now. Or if you go to our website, you can actually get see have the links to the unlisted Supercell videos, where we really started off with like the actual very first time, because we already did Supercell up to chapter 5, I think, before. And yeah, if you compare the quality from there with what we do now, it's like, yeah, you definitely hear the difference.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and then when it got more serious, when we got more serious locally, then got a proper microphone, like the same type that I used to record my dad on the piano, because he's got a grand piano in the living room, and does some professional stuff as well. And then it's changed again with like, okay, we need so many more people doing stuff to get all the voices in, and this entire thing became like a huge decentralized operation with people like remotely recording stuff, and suddenly we had like people sitting locally, like directing, and someone recording, and someone as in like someone voice acting, and then someone sitting at the recording station also listening in and like talk back, and then people attached via Discord like remotely, and it all had to be like that was like like signal path hell, and that took me a while to figure it out. And then I realized, okay, this requires some more serious hardware to get this done in a way that it can actually do in production, like stable and not a huge effort to start it up. And so in the end, I ended up buying like another good pack of equipment, like among it like an interface that does most of the work, and it was like 2,000 euros.
Yeah, that just reminds me how much stuff I already take for granted, even though it's all such complicated stuff that just works now because you set it up. It's nice.
Yeah, that took a while. I think in the end that was like 18 paths or so that I needed to consider, getting like in and out of USB, back and forth, because different pieces of software involved. And one is running on Windows Audio System, the other is running on ASIO, obviously stuff. And then you have like one talkback microphone, another talkback microphone. Okay, and then you need to isolate them. Okay, so let's take some shotgun. Can actually get a better signal. Oh, they're like what was it, like 274 euros a piece? Okay, let's do that.
And then you have the audio conference from the people who record remotely as well, and the whole mix.
Yeah, that's the Discord that gets in via USB, out via USB, and then you have the ASIO in and out again. And then on the backside you have the like the analog parts, one the big microphone that needs like a proper preamp, proper power supply, and then you have like two pairs of headphones attached that need a different mix. So that was why in the end I an interface from a German manufacturer called RME. Never heard of that before, and it didn't come up even on my research, because they're like, in terms of marketing, they're just low key. But this is stuff that is like both a recording interface and it is of doing live stuff. It's really expensive actually, and just a guy in the local like music shop, he was like, yeah, maybe you should consider that manufacturer. They all seems like pretty old school what they do, because they have been doing this since the 1990s, but they're known for its being stable and being able to run a lot of signal paths. And then I, like a few days later, I returned. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have that. And he was like, started pulling off like the smaller of equipment from the shelf. I was like, no, I need the one that's all the way up there. And it was like, oh, so I guess you're all in. So it was like, I calculated what I need, and that's what I need. And now there's some a piece of 19-inch equipment like floating around in the like an IKEA shelf.
Yeah, no matter how big this whole thing would have gotten, I would have never had such equipment at home without this guy over here. Oh, it's crazy. Crazy what lengths he goes to make stuff. Cool.
Thanks. Nah, it's just that's just the hyperbolt. That's my my persona, like from hyperbole, from the like exaggeration. Fun. And it's all the more
Cool.
fun when it actually shows results than when someone is then actually able to use this and make something with this that's then actually actually deliver such a nice result. Then then my smile is and I'm satisfied. Yeah.
Thank you.
Even though I've been shirking my duties today, my preparation was suboptimal for the stream.
It did work out in the end, so. Alright. Okay, I think since there's None, no more questions in the chat. And Ben, I think you said you gotta go as well at some point. So
Yeah.
I guess we can.
Yeah, I was trying to kind of like ease it out because I do
Yeah.
have something to do pretty soon,
Yeah.
but I'm not like in a rush. But
Yeah.
thank you for having me. It's always fun to be a part of this and just watching what you guys make. It's like, again, it's extremely validating as someone who, you know, earlier I mentioned that I don't feel like Supercell has enough of an audience to like do something like a crowdfunding. It's insane to me that there's a fandom of this quality, right? So it's extremely
thank you.
validating to see you guys like making stuff and
I mean-
so thank you, and I'm glad you guys are having fun.
Awesome. I mean, same thing back to you. It's also validating that you, as the author of the thing, of the awesome comic we like, you appreciate what we're doing. So we're doing something right, and that's also
Awesome,
validating for
awesome.
us. So thank you so much.
Great to hear it. Of course.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's Orlando
Cool.
showing his love as well.
Awesome.
Okay then.
I'll go ahead and take my leave, but I am
All right.
definitely very much looking forward to the next one.
Thanks. Me too. And have a nice day, rest of your day, and don't forget to send me those pages for chapter 5.
Will do.
All right. Bye bye.
Alrighty. Y'all take care.
Bye. Okay. Anyone wanna say some last words? Otherwise, I think we can hop off the streams. Any last words before the world ends? Why didn't you make the Roblox death song?
I don't know that.
Oof! Something like that. You didn't watch the H-Bomber guy video. Anyway, I think we're done here. So, goodbye everyone. Thanks for watching. See you next time.